Hi there, and welcome to my forever world. I just finished recording part one and decided to move on to part two of this tour. We finished off here at my farmer's house, kind of more technically a rancher since this person technically doesn't own any farms. But we're going to move on and go down there and look at the fields and the sheep farm for the wool trader as well as some of my plans over there, and then look at the rest of the city. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and get moving. Alright, so this down here is the wool sheep pen. I have one sheep of every color. If we go over here, we can see their little building where they live. Some of them are dancing and in the water. And so then we go up here and we can see their loft, which I could not think of in the last video, but this is a loft, like a hay loft. So this is a pulley bringing hay up into the hay loft. This is where the wool trader's house would be, so that's right next to their supply of wool. Then if we go this way, we can see some of the fields that I've planted out here. I put the lanterns because I like them to be lit up. I think that I want to do something different with them, like make little lamp posts and stuff, but I haven't fully decided. So that's just here for lighting up now. I know that it doesn't change tonight because I have my world set on Forever Day right now, but I do change it tonight every now and then to see how things look, and I do want my world to be lit appropriately so nobody can get hurt if they ever were to play in survival, I guess. Um, that's still a long process, and I haven't really gotten very far, but I do try to keep things lit up like the fields on the way. And so I just have like where the water spots are little lanterns. Um, each of these little wagons have like this one has not carrots, potatoes in it, so that it's by the potato fields. That's what it's carrying. Unfortunately, there's no way to display carrots, so it's just boxes and barrels here, chests and barrels here. Then over here is the hay silo. It's a little covered place for the hay because wet hay can actually be very dangerous. Um, and so I have it covered, and there's a little wagon for carrying it. If we go over here, you can see the little sunflower field I've created to like border this field leading to another house that I've made for a friend. Um, their favorite color is blue, and they picked the warped wood. So I did my best to incorporate those colors, and I really like how it came out. It's very fun and vibrant. Here is the dining room table, and they got a nice big kitchen and seating area. Then if you go upstairs, there's like a little bedroom for them to hang out in with their plants. They like the blue flowers or their favorite. So another storage room in here with lots of storage opportunities. I really like how the tiered barrel area came out. If we go back downstairs and out, we can look over here. This is a planned building. I'm planning it as a little stable and workshop for this person specifically because farmers often have workshops and they need someplace to store their horses when they're not pulling their wagons. So let's put a little stable there. Here I'm experimenting with like rows in the fields, and I don't really like how this one turned out. I think that I kind of like made it really wide right here, and I could have done better. But I really did like how it came out with the hemp field here, so um, I, that's why I'm thinking about trying it with the other fields. I just think it looks more natural to have rows. I just have to master it, I guess. And then these two buildings here are like warehouses. I have this up against the water, so I was thinking maybe someday I might have some sort of water access so that they can get the supplies to these warehouses for transporting into the main city. Then here is going to be a whole bunch more farmland. Each little road ending is going to be a house for the farmland, and each farmhouse is going to have like 2 fields each. I have one going all the way up the hill, and it's going to be right there on top of there. Um, some could be ranchers too. I'm not sure what all I'm doing here yet. I just have a general idea and have been working on the terrain a little bit so that it's not so awful, because Minecraft terrain can be pretty bad, especially old terrain with how old this world is. So we're going to just scoot back into the city and start at the stonemason where we almost went to, but went to the quarry and farm instead. So here's the stonemason with its little stone cutter and some raw resource they have cut up and ready for sale. Then they have a little living area for them with a small kitchen seating area, and then the upstairs bedroom with a little cozy like bookshelves and stuff so they can enjoy their time when they're not working. Then over here we have a little covered area for them to continue to work if they want to work outside or are working with the people in the quarry, because the quarry comes right up to here. And then we're going to go see some houses. They belong to the blacksmith, goldsmith, and fish market owner, I guess. I don't know, worker. This first house is for the blacksmith. Again, made for a friend. They picked out some colors, their favorite color, and a wood type, and this is what I came up with, and I really had a fun time with the process. I like the elevation changes in this house, and it's got a nice like little overlook into the seating area. Then we leave here and we'll scoot around. We're gonna miss the buildings that they belong to the people these houses belong to for a moment. We're gonna go up there after we leave these houses. This one was for another friend. Their favorite color was red, and I believe they picked dark oak. So I did all of this, and I think it came out really well. They said that they were really happy with it, so that made me happy. Then we are going to scoot over to the goldsmith's house, who you can tell that it's the goldsmith because it has gold inlays up top. Just a simple big kitchen, dining area, and then upstairs would be the bed area. So we got some bookshelves and 2 beds, and it's just a nice symmetrical-ish area for them to live in up there. And once we leave, honestly not sure if I said it, but that's the fish market person's house. So here we go. We're gonna go all the way back around this way because it starts with the blacksmith, and this would be a good entrance here. So the blacksmith, we got a little furnace and smithing table just for them to get some work done in here. Some iron and raw iron because that's the resource that they work with. Nice little storage area with extra smithing tables up here for them to fall back on if something goes wrong and their smithing table needs replaced, I guess. Then in here is the goldsmith. Pretty much very similar, almost mirrored with the gold and stuff. And it has a furnace, like opposing wall. This has a ladder up here, and this shows another storage room, a lot more spacious, I feel, than the other one. Then, if you go out this door, we can go straight into the fish market, which we have 2 containers of fish, and in this one we have flounder, the um, tropical fish. We got Todd the cod and Sally the salmon. So all of them are named and in their barrels, water tanks. And then I have the, food raw fish cell right here because this kind of looks like salmon. It could be piles of salmon. So um, after that, we have the bank, which I did have a friend tell me how unfortunate it is to have the fish market next to the bank, and I can understand. We're gonna go in here and try not to think about how fishy it might smell during the summer. So here's the bank. We got a little bit of an elevation change. Here's the reception. I believe upstairs is nothing but storage. I thought about doing like little filing cabinets, but it uses a lot of item frames to do it, in a way that looks good, and I've already done that in one place on the server. Not the server, on my world. It's only a server when I share it on Bedrock with my friends. So then we go back downstairs and we'll enter the vault. So this here is the vault. Um, this first room is just kind of showing off some of the basic riches and some storage. And then we go up into the more like dragon hoard type room where it's like piles of raw gold, the rare mineral blocks, some netherite ore, and some emerald blocks. Because emeralds, as we all know, is the money in this game. So unless you're playing on a server, then it's diamonds, but still, emeralds if you're playing by yourself. So then we'll move over here to the little armor that I've made. The weaponsmith is the next building. And here's the armor. Like I said in the last video, I didn't use any armor trims on these because I want that to be like clothing, like that's the styling for the clothing. If you put it, it would kind of like maybe, I don't know, I don't think it would do as good like keeping my theme going if I put the trims on the armor. So, that's for you to do. That's what you do when you get into the world. You can put trims on your armor, but they're not sold with them. So, and then we go over here. We got a little park that I made with a few benches, and you kind of just got a little few garden beds, and you just can come here and enjoy a little bit of nature within the city. Like I said in the last video, I'm going to have a lot of these like pillars and stuff. These are for custom trees. I slowly work on them, so eventually, hopefully, I'll get them all done. Just a little bit every day, and it just makes progress is progress, right? Then we entered this one, and this is the weaponsmith. Like I said, I have that Vanilla Tweaks armor mod, so I was able to, give them arms with weapons, and just it looks like they're using them, so that was fun. And then I think that is the last building on this side. So I guess that means we could make our way across the river on our second bridge, which is made out of the same and similar materials as the one from the castle. I guess I use a little bit more brick. This one and this one's not on there. So go up into the city. There's a random horse walking through. And this here is the inn and tavern. I have like a little reception area. And then if you go up here, got a nice little kitchen with a cabbage or something and potatoes and blueberries. And it's just a nice little area where they cook the food, and they bring it across here into the tavern where people can enjoy their food and the ambiance of the tavern. This isn't this amethyst marks this because this used to go down to my actual amethyst farm. It's nothing fancy at all. I haven't decorated it yet. Then got a little closet here, nothing in it, and except for its protective light so that no creepers or anything spawn in there. It sucked to walk up, open that, and have everything explode. And then up here is where all the like sleeping areas is. Oops. There is this one, which is like a suite, like a big old suite, like a, like the wedding suite or something, Just a nice little fancy thing for the newlyweds or somebody that wants the nicer room. This is the diamond tier room here. So got a nice open area and a big bed. And then we go across the way and it has two other rooms. This one here is the gold room, so it has a little more space and you can have more activities and more space, that's for sure. And this last one doesn't even have armor because it's the lowest tier, but it's still a place to stay. So if you're just in town and you don't want to spend a lot, I guess you can stay in the tiny room. So this is one of my favorite builds. I really like how the ambiance, the atmosphere is. It's really, I like that a lot. Um, I think that we'll go this way first. And this is a little stable for the tavern. I got a few horses here. We'll go down here. This is just some like living quarters for the school that's up there, and we'll go look at that next. And it might be the last part of this tour. So here's school housing number 1. It's got a kitchen and seating area down here. Got some rooms with bunk beds here and a nice desk that they can share to do their work that doesn't require magic because it's a magic school. Got a few more rooms up here. This is the bunk style kind of more. Wait, no, this one's the more comfy one, the bunk style one's next door. So this one's like comfy. People have individual rooms, even though they have bunk beds. It still has a room. And then if we go over to the other building, it's kind of more like a bunk barracks kind of style. Because some people want a different style of living, so I gave them options. So there's an open seating area, desk area, and kitchen there. And then if we go up here, it's kind of a more like barracks style, um, you know, um, sleeping area, and has more seating for the more people that will be sleeping here because there are more beds available for this style. And then we are going to go over here to the castle, not castle, this magic school. I think that we'll look at the grounds behind it before we go in it, because it was fun to make that. We got some, that's not good, fix that later. Got a little water feature here, where the water pours in here, and you can kind of see it from the window inside, and you kind of just go upstairs through that little archway, and we got a nice little like gardened, and like seating area here for people to enjoy. Got some fire going, which I thought I killed all the campfires, but I guess I did not. Little swing. If you go back here, you got even more waterway. You can just walk across here. Shoot. Ugh. It's easier the other way because it's tree. And a nice last little seat here. That's just right under the tree. You can see the little balcony there. Then we'll go into the school. The school is also one of my favorite builds. I liked how the interior came together. We got Sunny here outside the front with the entryway. I really like how that turned out. This building was a lot of fun to build. I would have liked to make it bigger because that's one of my problems is I could build a lot bigger than this, and I always end up scaling down too much. So hopefully in the future we can work on that together and I can build massive big projects for you. So this is the interior, just like a seating area, like commons for the students to work on their work and just hang out, and then like a reception area for if like they are trying to have people come over and stuff. This is like the little kitchen and where they cook the foods and stuff for the students, and it's kind of like a little eating area outside of it. After we look at that, we're going to go, well, I guess there's one classroom down here. So here's the classroom downstairs, and it's kind of small. It's only got a few chairs for one teacher, but it's a magic school, so that's probably better that they have more individual one-on-one time with the teacher. Here's this window out there. I really need to fix that water. And it kind of just has some views to look out, and I just really like how this came out. I like the view right here. It looks pretty cool to me. Alright, now we're going to go upstairs where the other classrooms are and the like headmaster's quarters. So we're going to go in this one first. It's very high elevated. The teacher is way up here. Gets to talk to the students. Again, there's like 4 students per teacher. So in this one, at least, this class is like very special, and you get a lot of one-on-one time as well. Then they go over here, and this is like more probably like the general studies where everybody kind of comes together and works on like general studies kind of stuff, I guess. I don't know, it kind of feels more like that, and there's more, seats in here so that maybe they all come together in this classroom at one period. And then in here is like the headmaster's quarters. I mean, what magic school doesn't have a headmaster's quarters? I'd be doing magic schools as an injustice if I didn't have one. But here's another, oh, yep. Here's one of the places that I did filing cabinets, and there's a lot of item frames in here. I might need to change that, but I still like how it turned out. It's kind of like they would have tons of magic files from all the students that they've had and currently have. So, I think that would make this the end of the magic school. And I guess we could go ahead and look in the first couple floors of the tree because they're kind of done. So like we'll go in here. I know that this one is done for sure. This is the building that I have my librarians in. So this is like a big old library, and you can see out the windows and see some pretty good views of the city. If you go downstairs, it's not really done down here. This is like to my old storage room, which I don't really use anymore since I've switched it over to creative. And then, like I said, if you go, all the way up here into this area, you can see my villagers. I just have signs saying what they were. Had to get those guys in well before they changed the update that I need a swamp villager. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. But yeah, I didn't want to have to get a swamp villager for mending. That didn't sound fun to me. So did that fast. This is like a little balcony on the tree. Um, there's another one up there, but there's really nothing inside to view in this build. I showed you pretty much all that's built. So just nice little openings to go inside, and yeah, I think that's where we will go ahead and finish this video here with Sunny. And if you have any questions or needed have anything you want to see or have anything you want to know about my world, just go ahead and ask, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. Um, I really appreciate you joining me on this adventure, and hope to see you in the next one. I hope you have a good time. Bye.